Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight we are here again at Kentucky. We were just here on Tuesday night for the Core Clash. Tonight we're here for the Virtual Velocity Racing ARCA Series as we head to race number 15 on the schedule. Last week out, we were at Iowa, and we got to see Colin Allman take down the win. Austin Cole, Ty Marasco for your top three. So good showing for that one to finally get up there on the podium and keep that trend going in the right direction. We'll see if he can keep it going throughout the rest of the season. Dalton Kilroe just coming up a little bit short in fourth. Maxwell Caldwell rounding out the top five, but we'll take a look at the standings here in a second. We'll discuss it a little bit before we get this thing going. But back here at Kentucky, and just even watching these guys practice out here tonight. I know on Tuesday night we had some drivers having some issues with the tri-oval, and just looking at the paint going through the tri-oval there, I can see why it's a little bit funky here at Kentucky. But other than that, it's your typical 1.5 mile tri-oval here, and it can get really fun, really racy depending on the car and the track. Track temperature, everything like that. Carl Hammer joined in the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, back here in old Kentucky.
Yeah, it's keeping up with obviously the track of the week, keeping for the officials. So plenty of drivers getting the time out here at Kentucky to get around here. I'm not sure about the ARCA car, but I did see the Xfinity cars and a few others here, as well as obviously the other league that we broadcasted the other night. So Kentucky popular this week, and we'll see what VVR can do in putting out a great race for 110 laps.
Yeah, a little bit longer than we had on Tuesday. I know we had the heat racing and then the feature and everything like that, but tonight 110 straight laps, and looking forward to a good one here. Andrew Pileshi, last time out at Iowa, it seemed like an anomaly. Did not finish inside the top 10. He had, going into that week, 12 out of 13 races that he finished in the top 10, so pretty much a lock for a top 10. Finished at 11th, just outside of it, but it's caused the point standings to get a little bit tighter. Now Dalton Kilroe 9 points behind Andrew Pileshi for the lead. Robert Kahn is 61 points back, so going to need some major help after he just had an absolute horrible time there at Iowa, finishing back there in 16th position, and lost a ton of ground in the points because of it. Robert Warrens and Maxwell Caldwell for your top five, as actually Robert Kahn, Robert Warrens both tied for third, but we'll see if Maxwell Caldwell can keep it going and keep trying to climb up a little bit closer, because he's only 3 points behind that battle for third. He's 64 points back overall. But here tonight at Kentucky, this is a place that we've seen, just like on Tuesday, it can get mighty racy. There's plenty of lines. It's a pretty wide track here, and really all the lines are kind of viable.
Yeah, we seen it here the other night. Drivers using multiple lines, high, low, mid. It's just what you're comfortable with, and I think it has to go along with how the tires are going as well. They have 2 sets of extra tires behind the wall here tonight, and 110 laps. So it's going to be a little bit different, not an unlimited amount. So they're going to be picky, and they'll probably take them late. Any early cautions, I can see drivers staying out. Maybe once we get towards the halfway mark, you might see somebody take a set. But I think they're going to wait until then, because usually when I know a lot of drivers really like to hold on to that last set just in case them last laps. You group everybody back up, and if you use all your tires, you're probably not gonna win, even if you're up front all night long. So we'll see what kind of strategies these drivers gen up here tonight. Right now we got about a minute and a half, no, not quite, about 1 minute left here remaining of qualifying. Right now it's going to be Colin Allman on top with a 30.4 with Robert Kahn, Andrew Pileshi. Currently, that's how we're stacking up here tonight at Kentucky. I still have 4 more drivers to go, so we'll have 22 drivers on the docket tonight. So maybe a few missing here, and that will help some of these drivers kind of move their way up through the points. Obviously real life happens. Busy week. There's also some storms brewing, so if you're out there in some of the southern states, make sure you be careful, and heads up for them flash flood warnings. Actually, I've seen something up in New York too. So anybody out there just kind of dealing with weather and water, just be extremely careful and stay safe.
Yeah, up here in Pennsylvania, I think a day or two ago is when we had a storm run through here, and I mean we've had some, some crazy, some big storms, so a lot of rain from here and there. But ever since we moved into this house, our house is kind of situated at essentially at the bottom of a hill that could easily be run off from the field that's at the top of the hill, but. Never have we ever seen any kind of water sitting in our backyard. It's been kind of crazy. The storm that ran through on Wednesday or Thursday, we had damn near a pond in our backyard. I mean, it was crazy how quick it came down and how much rain it dumped down. But luckily, it didn't stick around for too long. But I can understand what a flash flood is, right, like that. And really, a lot of places around in the area, just roads flooded out. But hopefully, we'll see a flood of green flag at racing here tonight, and we'll see Colin Allman 1 for 1 so far. Came out last week at Iowa and did everyone dirty. Just went out there and just won the race over everybody, and now looks like he's looking to do it again. Qualifying on the pole. Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of the rest of that order?
Yeah, quick rundown of tonight's order. Colin Allman taking the pole here tonight, looking to make a strong footprint here at VVR. You got Robert Kahn in P number 2, Andrew Paleschi up there in P number 3, Maxwell Caldwell's in 4th, Dalton Kilroe in 5th, Mike Hasty 6th, John Garrett's in 7th, Brandon Meyer there's in 8th, Len McNeese in 9th, Todd Merkel's in 10th, Gordon Larson Jr. in 11th, Michael Taylor in 12th, Brad Lawson in 13th, Eric Blount in 14th, Cade Green in 15th, Tyler Hilton in 16th, Hemi Garadini in 17th, Hilton Young sitting there in P number 18, and then the rest of your field here, 19th being DJ Mitchell in a number 4 car with no time. Michael Pratt starting from the back of the pack. I don't know, we need a new nickname. I mean, I see him up front. We forced him up front just the other night. He did very well, but Robert Smith there in P number 21, bringing up the end of the field here. So 21 cars on the field, 110 laps here at Kentucky, and we're getting ready to go green.
Yeah, we'll see what that 77 does, and see if maybe he decides to move his way up like he did on Tuesday night, where I think he moved up a little bit too quickly in the heat, and maybe got him a little bit scared. But certainly we'll see if Michael Pratt can get it done here tonight from the back. But I'd say what I'm keeping my eyes on that 94 Maxwell Caldwell. He seems like he's maybe getting around to finally going to figure out how to win one of these things and finally get back up there on the top step. It seems like he's been so close so many times, and does have the one win on the season here, but I don't know. I feel like maybe Caldwell can get it done here tonight, but it doesn't help when he's got the likes of Andrew Paleschi, your points leader, right up front. You got Robert Kahn ahead of him in the point standings. You got Colin Allman 1 for 1 out here in the 67. So it's not going to be easy. And of course, Dalton Kilroe right behind him. So it's been maybe a little bit top heavy points wise because of Andrew Paleschi and Dalton Kilroe doing as well as they've done so far this year, but really there's so many different drivers that can win here in VVR weekly, and you never know what you'll see. It's even the likes of right behind Dalton Kilroe there. We haven't seen really a good race yet so far this season from the 66 of John Garrett, so we'll see if he can maybe get up there and put a charge into these guys here tonight. But we got 110 laps to figure it out. We'll see who's going to be the top dog here tonight. And if you're out there in Sierra Nation, let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know who you think is going to pull this one off here tonight. But pace car is going to be in this time by. We're going to hand it over to Barney as he's got the green flag in waiting. We're getting ready for a little ARCA series racing action here. And not that Geico restart jump, but this one right here, as was certainly screwing me up on Tuesday. But we are green flag at racing here at Kentucky. A good start from the field here, but a better start from the 67. He's going to clear the 21 into turn 1.
Here's the 21, and down through the corners here, gets a nice lead. So just kind of going through the back of the field here as they come off of turn number 2, heading down the backstretch. You see how close they get the wall coming out of turn number 2, heading down into 3. Yeah, down into 3, through 3 and 4, and then we'll switch here as they exit turn number 4. You're gonna see him come up near the wall, so that's it can be a tough spot right there. And then we'll go back up here, and as we go up to the front, as they're entering into turn number 1, that yellow line kind of comes up as like the down there on the apron becomes very large. It's probably since I'm getting close to the wall back there.
Speaking of close to the wall, yeah, I think that was Brandon Muir, I think, at the 13 in the wall, and even on the backstretch there, looks like he got the wall, maybe even Len McNeese in the wall a little bit. 3 wide at racing action here in the back. He got the 17 of Giardini on the bottom, the 6 of Eric Blunt in the middle, and the 19 of Cade Green was on the top. They situated a little bit, but Eric Blunt not done. He wants to run through that middle now. Looks like he's finally going to settle in behind the 98 there of Michael Taylor, but these drivers ready to go at it, ready to get after it here tonight. And even though it's 110 laps, we're not even 10 laps in, they already want to get 3 wide.
I mean, it's the battlefield, Carl. It's that part of the field where the drivers really feel good about what's going on. I seen a little bit of smoke there from Hemi Giardini, so maybe lock it up just a little bit. Slows it down just a little bit, gathers everything back up, keep everything going here for the number 17. Fell back 1 spot so far, but still looking good. I think a good catch there. Once you catch yourself over driving the car a little bit, sometimes it's easy just to kind of back things up just a little bit, save them tires. We'll move back up towards the front here as Colin Allman checking out to a 1.5 second lead so far over the 21 of Robert Kahn. Then back there up 5 spots, so charging away in the number 13, Brandon Meyer, just moving through the field here. It has a nice sized deficit to try to catch up there, is a few seconds back from the lead pack, but plenty of racing, so I don't think they want to rush too much where you burn them tires off completely, and the next thing you know, you're going to be 2 or 3 seconds slower than somebody that's kind of laid back just a little bit and save them tires. So it really is about tire control here tonight, especially if they stay green for a long period of time as they try to run these tanks dry and get some green flag stops in here tonight. But right now it's Colin Allman, Robert Kahn, Brandon Meyer there for your top 3. And Dalton Kilo, John Garrett, Andrew Fleshy, Mike Hasty, Axel Caldwell, Mike Taylor, and Todd Merkel for your top 10.
Yeah, this is kind of a crazy start, in my opinion. Well, certainly crazy for Brandon Meyer back up there in 3rd place now. Maybe the little scrape of the wall where he lost about 5, 6, 7 positions because of it. Maybe that got him a little ticked off. Maybe got him a little more focused. Drove right back to 3rd place. But we've seen cars check out in the beginning of races before, but the way this is kind of spread out, you have Colin Allman out there, 2-second lead. Robert Kahn in 2nd. He's got about a 1.5 to 2 second gap between himself and the car in front and behind. And then the rest of the field now starting to spread out a little bit at the front there, but for a little bit there, it was 1st, 2nd, and then 17 cars under a blanket. So it was kind of been crazy here, but it's starting to spread out now just a little bit on lap number 7 here as the looks like the 4th and 5th position starting to maybe get back under control here as well and trying to run down our leaders. But you see it right there. Big gaps between 1st and 2nd and 3rd. A little bit closer between 3rd and 4th, and then a little bit tighter between 4th and 5th. But it's been a funky little turnaround here. I mean, you look at the what do you call it, the relative, the intervals in between the drivers here, and it's white for the first 3-4 spots because it's so big, and then like everything else is red because they're so close to each other.
Yeah, and I'll bring it up there on the screen so y'all can see kind of how everybody is separated. Obviously the gap is the distance from the lead car to whatever position, and then the orange, the numbers on the far right side is the interval. That is the distance between each car. So if I click on Robert Kahn, he is 1.8 seconds. If I click on Brandon Meyer, he's 1.9 seconds back from Kahn. Kilrow would be 1.2 back from Meyer. So yeah, definitely some distance being kind of stretched out between everybody, and it's kind of, like you said, kind of weird, I guess. But it definitely gives Allman that opportunity to maybe slow things down, save some fuel, like once he gets to a certain interval, because he knows that the other drivers are going to have to wear them cars down and tires down in order to catch them. So not a bad strategy if you can get yourself out to a nice little lead like that. We'll see how things come to play here further down the road. But we're on lap number 11 of 110 and 20 more racing to go here at Kentucky.
I want to thank our sponsors here for the series, Hilton Crafts and Designs. forward screen printing and Gold Line Guardians for everything that they do and helping this series go. And shout out to Tim Lee as well. It didn't look like he's out there, excuse me, in attendance here tonight, but certainly I'm sure he's loving that these drivers are out here 20 strong here. Once again, looks like Robert Smith not going to make it to the field here tonight. DJ Mitchell towed back to pit lane right at the start of the race, so he's got that 4 out in front of the field right now, but not in a good way. He is not too far ahead of your leader. You see Allman coming into focus just there a little bit, getting closer to that 4. So Mitchell is trying to do everything he can to just stay out in front, hoping that a caution comes out and he can get back with the field.
Yeah, maybe I just maybe wasn't quite ready. Maybe something came up, just like, oh dang, like jump in the pits and stay out of the way and kind of let the field go and hopefully catch a caution and get back to the front of the field. Obviously, right now in that position, if he goes a lap down, because Hilton Young's here all the way a lot closer to the 67's back bumper than the 4 is. So. If DJ Mitchell does go a lap down, if something were to happen currently, that means DJ Mitchell would go ahead and get that lucky dog position. So, yeah, tough break for the 4, and these guys are known to go for some extended, long green flag racing, more common than not. So here at VVR, a very good set of drivers out here, and very respectful. They try to make smart decisions, as well as any racer out there, and it's fun to watch. It's fun to see them compete and try to get things done here clean and as friendly as possible when you're on a racetrack, and the tensions can run high depending on the track.
Yeah, and I mean that can happen no matter league. It's sometimes you got leagues that are just ultra super high competitive, whether you're running for money or not. And then even the laid back leagues, sometimes you have a rough race out there. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 knuckleheads, and they just one turd in the punch bowl will spoil it. But I can't say we really have that here with VVR. I think these drivers, for the most part, they understand each other's driving. They've been driving around each other for now a couple seasons, and everybody kind of knows how everybody handles it out there. I'm not sure if they like the way Colin Allman has been handling them for these past couple races here, but it's been certainly a stellar start for Allman, leading a bunch last week, going on to the win, and now out here gets the pole and has not looked back. The lead is getting a little bit smaller, whether that's him maybe overdriving the car a little bit and Robert Kahn trying to reel him in, or maybe he's just settling in here and just kind of hanging back and doesn't want to catch up to that 4 too quickly. But already 16 laps in the books here tonight at Kentucky, and not sure about the fuel mileage here. I know it's certainly going to be a few pit stops here tonight, but I think you mentioned earlier, Jimmy, that the tires are going to be pretty interesting here. I don't feel that Kentucky eats the tires as much as some other tracks, even though it's a little bit flatter. It seems like it's a little bit kinder on the tires, and in my opinion, doesn't mean new tires don't feel great, because they feel great no matter where you're at.
I mean, okay, so we'll go back to what their best times were, and you can see, Colin Allman 1 second slower than his best lap so far on the race. Let's see, go back to Hilton Young. He is down 0.7 seconds slower than his best lap. So obviously the tires are starting to wear and tear. Some of those drivers starting to hit the 32-second mark. That's big. Obviously, I mean, some drivers are a little faster here. Maybe some of these drivers just kind of chilling a little bit because they know they need to extend them sets of tires here just a little bit tonight. So, like I said, I'm kind of interested to see how they handle things here tonight as can get not sketchy, but it's just going to feel, obviously they're going to run these tires out as long as possible. So I think they're going to come in on a pit stop and come down here and get, probably won't get tires that first stop. That's my guess. But somebody's going to take tires. I'm going to tell you that. Somebody's going to take tires, and you're going to see them flying through the field.
My guess is the 94 Maxwell Caldwell will never want me to mention his name again, especially for a chance at winning here. He is now back there in 16th position. Hopefully, that is not the broadcaster's curse going full swing on him and just
like a home run.
just lighten him up here tonight. Hopefully, that's the 94 playing a different strategy and
Same thing with Andrew.
maybe,
What are you doing,
trying
Carl?
to save some fuel. I apologize to everyone out there. I don't even know if I should call you by numbers anymore. I mean, I don't know. It's not working tonight. The broadcaster's curse may be in full form here tonight at Kentucky, but still a long way to go. Maybe for the drivers out there, I should talk about Colin Allman a little bit more. Maybe that'll help them out and maybe reel him back to the field for everybody.
Yeah, we're down here in Kentucky. Remind me not to take you to the horse track. Or do take you to the horse track, see who you're picking, and then pick the other guy.
Carl, which horse do you like? All right, not betting on that one. I mean, listen, the way I used to pick horses is I used to watch them in the paddock, and as soon as I seen one take a dump, I'm like, oh, well, he's lighter. He's going to be running faster. So $5 on him to win.
That was one way to do it.
Not like a pre-game dump, you know. It's just you got to do it. You got to do it. But I digress.
Nerves.
That's it, yeah. Colin Allman still leading this thing. The lead's getting a little bit smaller, down to 1.4 seconds over Robert Kahn, but the lead between second and third is getting bigger. It's 3.6 seconds right now between Robert Kahn and Brandon Muir, who's got his hands full now. Dalton Kilroe starting to reel him in. These two have checked out a bit from fifth place John Garrett, as he's about 2.5 seconds adrift of this little battle. And then Michael Taylor, Mike Hasty, Michael Pratt, Eric Blunt, and Tyler Hilton for your top 10. But that's 77 of Michael Pratt, up 11 spots, Jimmy. He's up in that top 10 in 8th place.
You just talked about him. Now he's going backwards.
Yeah, my bad.
Now we've seen, obviously we know Michael Pratt is known for the, I don't know if he just does it now just because we know we're going to bring it up, but I haven't seen somebody so consistent and be like, I'm not qualifying. No matter where he goes, I'm going to drive from the back of the pack. I don't know. By now, he just has to feel comfortable with it. Can you imagine how he handles like officials? You know, just doesn't go out there, don't qualify, and then just run up through the field, and have to run through not only a battlefield here in your own league or leagues that you're in with some pretty good drivers, to go out in officials where you probably don't know anybody but maybe one unless you're doing a lot, and then just kind of run up through the battlefield. It can be very crazy. I mean, I watch a lot of streams while I'm working as background noise, and I always kind of look up every now and then and see how chaotic some of the oval races can be, and I just kind of wonder like how drivers like just keep coming back to doing that. I know I was getting frustrated when I would do it. You know, you practice, you wait the half hour or whatever till the race started, and then you start the race, first 10 laps, your car's wrecked, and you got to go in the pits. Well, you're not going to win, you're not going to get a good finish, and the next race don't start for another hour or 2 hours. So what do you do? So I know why drivers get frustrated, and then a lot of drivers, you know, obviously pay. This isn't a cheap hobby. Probably we put more into it than anybody would probably want to. I know some people try to figure out the best method on getting a track, a car, or whatever. I say, you know, if you're interested in one when you're first starting, you just pick what car you want to run and buy the track, and then for the season, and then you just rip the band-aid off for, at least you're good for about 3 months. And then you just keep doing that, and then once you start kind of spreading your wings and finding new stuff that you want to try, then, you know, you just kind of 3 at a time. And before you know it, you have 90% of 95% like I do. So, and I don't even race that much. I do a lot of broadcasting. I love the endurance races. I do like going out there and just turning laps on the cars. That's just as fun to me in most cases. But I've ran the AI. I guess the AI sometimes, but it's finding what level you should use. But it looks like, Carl, we've got some takers to pit lane. You know, that's stuff's coming up right now. So go ahead, and you can see you got a big group of people.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
quite a bit.
Tom,
About
Garrett,
a third of
Hasey,
the
Pratt, Taylor, and Gary Dini all in. You know, not
well, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting who's in and who's not yet. It looks like our leaders here. We see, Robert Kahn. We see Colin Allman. We've seen Brandon Muir already in the pits. All the ones that seem to be pushing pretty hard here in the beginning, and now the ones that were kind of hanging back a little bit, including those drivers like the 81, the 94. Maybe they were already planning on this and stretching this thing out a little bit. Again, it's 110 laps here. You got some of these cars that made it to lap 30. Now, granted, it's not going to be, meaning one less pit stop, but it's going to mean maybe a little bit less fuel out there. And one thing that did happen here, we had different pit strategies here. Colin Allman deciding 4 tires is what he wanted. He wanted to get back out there and charge as hard as he could with some fresh tires here once again. Not the case for a majority of the rest of the field, including your new leader here, Robert Kahn. New second place here is going to be Dalton Kilroe. Both those drivers, looks like they elected to just take fuel, maybe 2 tires. That's we've seen that, but you see already Colin Allman going around Dalton Kilroe. He just came out of the pits trying to get those tires, if he's got new ones warmed up, but that's all going to be thrown away. The little lead that Robert Kahn had, 3.3 seconds, that's gone. We've got a caution on the Speedway.
Let's see, where is that at? Because I don't know.
I'm wondering the same thing. Looks like maybe Brad Lawson involved in this one, possibly.
Let's go up here and go to where's Lawson? Right here.
Was this an incident coming out of the pits? It's a little bit loose right there. Tries to chase it up on that track, but he wanted to keep it off that track. As you go up there above that yellow, you're going to get a penalty. Unfortunately, fought it a little bit too much. Slides it sideways on the backstretch. Noses it into the wall. Luckily for Len McNeese, he was right there. He was able to go right around the outside of him. So it's just going to be one car incident here. And kind of surprised it was off the track down there, but maybe because other cars were coming out of pit road. That's why the yellow flag came out here tonight. But either way, that'll bring us on our first caution. And we see drivers coming right back into pit lane. They literally just pit a lap ago, coming back in. Maybe to top off here. I mean, it's kind of it's an interesting amount of laps here tonight with 110, and especially where the fuel mileage is right around 30. You never know how everything plays out. So, I mean, I guess why not?
Yeah, for you, obviously, if you staying out, if you coming in just getting a splash of fuel. Maybe obviously, I can't say it. They'd be in the window. They came in at lap 29, 28, 29. That means they're coming in around 57, 50, or 56, 57, and then again at about 30 laps after that. So maybe 85-ish, and then maybe even one more time after that. So. Maybe this little bit of fuel will help maybe alleviate a splash and dash at the end. I don't know, Carl. Obviously we'll figure it out here.
Do we ever know, Jimmy? Do we ever really know? We take so many guesses out here.
Hey,
I mean, we might as well just be. I know we're called broadcasters. We might as well just be called weathermen because we have about the same, prediction style up here. You might as well just spin a wheel. Yeah, I think they can make it. Sure. Yeah, this is the pit strategy here for tonight. Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, we're not in the car, right? But anyways, it's
there's a reason why we're broadcasting 6 days a week this week, and we get to run once every couple months when there's an iRacing special event.
Yeah, when is the next one?
When do we get to race again?
I think it's heck, I don't remember. I think there is one in August, but I think is it Indy?
Yeah, I think Indy's the one that's coming up here pretty soon before the core hour. That's going to be coming up in the beginning of August, which will be another special event here for CRN. That's going to have a whole weekend of fun in store. You got the Friday night qualifying. You got Saturday night is the Roar before the core, the multi-class with the MX-5s and GT4s, which is a 1.5 hour event. And then on Saturday is the 3-hour core hour, the second running of it. So that's going to be coming up here in the beginning of August. But this weekend, the reason we're broadcasting 6 days this week, on Saturday is the CRN Cup, and it's a for those that haven't heard throughout the rest of this week, it is a fun event for all the leagues that are broadcasted by CRN to put a team together, get out there and compete. Xfinity at Charlotte, and then Xfinity or the GT3s at the Charlotte Roval, and there'll be some some points. There'll be some payouts as well. Already got some money in the prize pool to deal out to the drivers, and who knows, maybe even some fans out there. But you're gonna have to tune in to CRN on Saturday night to see who is going to be eligible, and maybe how you can help some of them win some cold hard cash as well. But again, just a fun event. Hopefully we get some of these drivers out here from VVR out in attendance. Right now we got, I think, 35, 36 drivers already across all the leagues from broadcasted by CRN. VVR is the only one that has yet to put any men in the fight. So we'll see if we get any more here before Saturday.
I would love to see that, everybody get a chance to come out, and I know I've talked to a few drivers from VVR. Just obviously their schedule just doesn't fit it, so it's unfortunate. So hopefully we'll get a chance to have VVR represent, hopefully by a couple drivers. Just come on out, have fun, and possibly get some random prize, and just a kind of way to kind of even put your own league out there and support each other, and even maybe cross get some drivers from the other leagues, because they're all pretty much everybody runs different nights, with the exception of the GT3 drivers from Core and VVR. They're the only ones that get the double header. So but yeah, it's a good group of drivers throughout every single night from every single league, and yeah, they're all fun to watch. So anyways, we're getting back to green. Pace car's about to come in, and Hasty will get on that loud pedal here, not in that Geico restart zone. The second one, right here. So,
that one, yeah. Thanks, buddy. I know I was struggling on Tuesday night, but yeah, Mike Hasty back on that loud pedal. We're racing here again at Kentucky, and I definitely understand the drivers coming in here topping off on fuel. I definitely understand these drivers staying out here and trying to get some track position. So I can understand every driver's decisions here on this restart. But now it looks like Brandon Meir was in third place before everything started to get shaken up here with these pit stops and the caution. Now looking to take the lead on the outside of Mike Hasty to the line. The 13 is going to be your new leader. Starting to see some of those leaders from earlier trying to work their way through the field, but now this is an opportunity to see your Robert Kahns, your Colin Allmans. How can they handle the pressure of being back here in the battlefield and trying to run through all this dirty air and work their way back up through the field? You see the Home Depot number 21 there of Robert Kahn right to the outside now. The 67 of Colin Allman now looking to the inside of the double O of Gordon Larson, and kind of got the door shut on him mid-corner, so that was really close to an incident. But out front, Brandon Meir setting sail, and he is trying to run away from this field before these cars make their way through it.
I mean, you're out there, might as well give it a go. If you got into newer tires and be able to stretch it out. Mike Hasty doing a good job of holding on to his position. Like Len McNeese, and then let's talk about the O2 with Tyler Hilton, up 12 spots here after everything has gone down. Currently sitting at P number 4 in that O2 for Team Rev Sport. So just a good run there for the O2 right at the moment. Even Todd Merkel up 5 spots here in the number 2. In 5th position, Michael Taylor's up 6 spots. Cade Green's up 8 spots. A lot of pit strategies going on here early. I mean, early-ish, I guess. First in the first half, the 67 looking to get back to the front here, running up on the back of the 21 Rebel car.
Yeah, I thought about 3 wide there again, but good run for both the twos here, the 2 and the O2. I know Todd Merkel doesn't get a chance to get out here each and every week, but good to see him up there in the top 5. But Tyler Hilton, I feel like he's just there's something that goes wrong every week with that O2, and love to see Tyler Hilton up there in the top 5 and getting some TV time for the right reasons, and getting up there with the good-looking What is that, S&P? Trying to see S&P Lemonade. or sip lemonade, maybe. Go by so quick there.
S&P.
But, yep, okay, good. But, yeah, I mean, there's so many times where we see that 0-2 towards the back of the field and then getting caught up in wrecks one way or another. So maybe a little bit of pit strategy, getting them up here. Same thing with Len McNeese right in front of him, and even Mike Hasty there in second place right now. Getting to enjoy some time up here in the top 5, but they're not getting to enjoy the back bumper of Brandon Muir for too long. He is out to a 3-second lead right now. He took 4 tires on that first pit stop. He is putting them to great use right now, running away from this field.
Muir. I mean, he's like, the heck no, he's out. He's just running away right at the moment. Obviously, some of the other drivers that would like to be up there would have to drive really hard to catch them. So it's all about tires right now, and who's got them, who's using them, who's saving them. It looks like everybody's pretty much the same. I don't know. I didn't look at a chance to look at the pit times to kind of see maybe who's on newer tires. But ooh, double zero of Lawson up there touching that wall on the mellow yellow machine. Got a close one there. 19 to Cade Green. Slow on the high side here as Caldwell catches up to him.
Yeah, still plenty early out here, about a little over a third of the way through this race. We're going to go 3 wide off the corner. Green on the outside, Kilroe in the middle, and Caldwell on the bottom. And you see, this is where it gets a little funky. That yellow line there, it's just the design of that trial with the exit of the trial was a little funky, but the 41 shoots the gap there, takes a position, and then the 94 just goes ahead and takes 2 positions and moves up to the top 10 right now. The 67 of Allman, though, he is not content staying back there. He has made his way all the way up into second place. Remember, he took tires on that first pit stop as well, and then came back in and topped off. So he had to work his way through the field. He's done that. Now he's got to work his way through 4 seconds of a gap between himself and Muir at the front. Mike Hasty still in third, Tyler Hilton and Len McNeese for your top 5. Merkel is shifted back to 6th. Pileshi trying to work his way through the field along with Robert Kahn. They're 7th and 8th. John Garrett and Maxwell Caldwell for your top 10.
Everything's just so clean right now. A lot of single file, just people kind of being mostly patient. There's a few battles out here. We'll go back here with Cade Green and the 38 of Hilton Young trying to battle here for P number 12
right here. Good run for these drivers, and really some mistakes getting up into the wall. It's a little bump right there, but really no issues on the track itself. The only caution, the lone caution on the exit of pit road. We've seen Brad Lawson get a little sideways and nose it into the inside wall, but the 85 back out there and cleaned up as it's going to get passed right now by the 6 of Eric Blunt, who is a lap down, trying to get back up through there. Not sure what exactly happened with the 6 on this one to put him a lap down, but he is in the lucky dog position as it stands right now, and hoping that he gets a caution to get him back up into the mix of this thing. But Muir still leads the way. The lead is coming back down. Remember, it was out to about 4 seconds. It's already down to 3.3. So Allman really looking to get back up there. He wants to get that complete clean air on the front of it, but I'm sure he's feeling a lot better that he got through the field, moving himself up into second.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some time to kind of knock off, and has to be patient, and he will. I mean, I'm just like I said, just kind of looking at iRating. You have some decently high iRating drivers in here, above 3,000, 4,000, and Allman's in over 6. So obviously has enough track time. We did talk to him last weekend. It's been a while since he's been in this car, so.
I was about to say, I've seen some cars shifting around quite a bit. It looks like Andrew Pileshi might have been involved in this one. I've seen the timing and scoring kind of going nuts, and I was wondering what's going on. That was a lot more than just Andrew Pileshi. Looks like the 2 and the 0-2, of course, because we talked about them earlier, or at least I did. They're involved in this one, but we'll take a look back and see what started this one. Looks like some 3 wide battling, and again, that funky little trial here And you can see it, if you play this back slow, Jimmy, you can see how the yellow, it kind of comes up the track, and then all of a sudden it just kind of like cuts back, but it comes up really abruptly. And I think that's what really gets you confused if you're down there on that bottom trying to run that yellow. And you've seen the two there, Merkel trying to follow that yellow, but he was 3 wide. Up into Paleshi, who gets up into Hilton. And that's going to bring out our second caution here of the night. Still going to be in a situation where I think these drivers are going to need 2 more pit stops, but it's going to be close now because we're right here at lap number 50. These drivers are making 30 laps on a tank of fuel. So if this thing goes green to the end, could be 1 more pit stop here.
It's going to be close, Carl. I think it's on the edge right now with them coming in here. So a lot of drivers, if they haven't taken tires, you're going to see them take them now. The drivers that maybe already took a set and only have 1 set left probably will not take tires. So we're going to find out how well some of these drivers have lasted here. And you can see the 21 going up, coming down, 67 in and out, 13 is going to be in and out. Let's see who the next one is.
Not sure what happened with the 38 there of Hilton Young. I've seen him sideways on the front stretch. He's credited right now with the lead, but I'm not sure if that's going to involve a penalty here or not. That was kind of weird, whatever transpired there. But Colin Allman did end up getting out into the lead there. Looks like maybe he took no tires along with Brandon Mir. And yeah, it's not sure what exactly. And that's what I thought I seen. But I'm like, no. Like, I mean, was he trying to come in pit road backwards? And or maybe he thought the pace car was an actual object. The thing just locked up on him. Luckily, I guess he kept it out of pit lane, so it's not going to be an unsafe entry or anything like that. But now he does come into the pits this time by. But I question what exactly happened right there. It looks like a few cars coming back into the pits, though, Jimmy. This is it's not just Hilton Young finally making his pit stop. Brandon Mir back in the pits, Maxwell Caldwell, Michael Pratt, Andrew Paleshi, Todd Merkel. Little top-off action?
I think so, Carl. This is, I think it will put the icing on the cake for just 1 more to go for some of these drivers without having to save as much. You can just see just 13 kind of like enough for the can man to slap it in there and bring it back out. And 81 in there for a little bit longer, but make sure it's topped all the way off there and get that 81 rolling. We're gonna let a few drivers come by, so maybe not taking all the repairs, saving that fast repair. I'm kind of curious what stuff Andrew's put. So let's go ahead and take a look. But the chase camera looks like the rear of the car is in good shape. We'll go to the front of the car for the rear chase, and it looks all good there. So looks like the 84 is all back to prime condition. I don't see any scrapes, bumps, bruises. So, and after being involved in that one, probably had to use a fast repair. So, and maybe that was the case. Came in, was working on some optional, took tires and fuel, so he didn't lose too many positions, and then just decided to come back, go around, come back, and stop real quick, and maybe take that fast repair, get it out of the way. So. 81 back out there. We're going to keep going, but right now looks like Colin Allman back to the lead here. He is going to get on the loud pedal. Mike Casey on the outside, Robert Kahn, Glenn McNeese, Tom Kilroe, John Garrett, DJ Mitchell, Gordon Martin, Tyler Hilton, and Hemi Giardini for the top 10.
Yeah, Hilton Young back into to pit lane there again, so not sure what's going on here with the 38, but Eric Blunt, the lucky dog recipient on that last one, so he is back on the lead lap. So we got 19 on the lead lap. It'll be 20 if Hilton Young can get back out there. But as it stands right now, these drivers are looking up at that 67 here once again. Now the question is, how hard do they want to push it? Because again, we're looking at a little bit less than 60 laps to go right now. They're gonna need 1 more pit stop, but if you can make it out there to lap 80, I think is going to be the magic number. You need to get to 80 or past there to kind of really get yourself in a good position to make it on just 1 more stop here tonight. If you can do it, Hemi Giardini in the wall there. Good avoidance there by the 85 of Brad Lawson getting around there. And you've seen he had It really turned that thing to the left, and same thing for the 94 Maxwell Caldwell, but they keep it off of the 17 for now. 3 wide right behind them. And these are drivers that were up there battling for the lead not that long ago, or at least battling up there towards the top 5. Andrew Palesci, Brendan Meir towards the back of the pack right now, trying to find a way to get back up through.
Man, in the back, you need to do something, or if not, Colin Allman is just going to run away here. Robert Kahn able to hold him at bay there, sitting in Pete. Number 2, Dalton Kilrow finds himself in 3rd. Been kind of quiet all night, but kind of lingering in the top 10. You see John Garrett sitting back there in 4th. DJ Mitzel, who's in the pits early, finds that number 4 Kodak machine. Into number 5, up 16 spots, Carl.
Biggest mover of the race here, and the 4. We've seen him start the race from the pits, but he's certainly had some things work his way here. He's got that Kodak machine now back up there, not just in the mix, but up there in the top 5. So yeah, a heck of a drive back here from the 4 of DJ Mitzel. Take a look at our other man that he made his way up into the top 10. He's back there towards the back now, the 77 of Michael Pratt back there in 17th. Maybe just kind of hanging back right now, knowing that he's going to make one more pit stop. Hopefully that'll be his one and only pit stop for the rest of the race. But I don't think the leader is worried about fuel at all. He's trying to run hard here once again and really trying to keep Robert Kahn at bay, but wasn't able to do so, as Robert Kahn is your new leader here. And now he's the one that's trying to stretch out here, as Allman slipping back here a little bit, and now looks like John Garrett looking to try and take advantage of the situation as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Why.
As he blinks out, of course.
I don't know why Colin kind of backed down a little bit. It's, had a lot of juice
Fuel.
and
Fuel.
Yeah,
I think it's fuel, and more fuel. I think so.
Maybe he just wants to make sure that he only has to pit one more time. I mean, we know he's fast, so it's just kind of we've seen him come through the field. We've seen him get to the front, get back out, to the lead. But now slipping back ever so slowly. I mean, obviously probably just keeping a good pace and keep the other drivers in check, and hopefully keep them within range. When he has to put the hammer down, he wouldn't have enough fuel. But I think he is all about one more stop only. About 20 more laps. 20 or 21 laps.
Yeah, we're past the halfway point, but we've got a yellow flag, and all that strategy is now going to get mixed up for sure. Hemi Giardini has got the Dildo 17 sideways, and we'll take a look and see what happened. Little sideways out of the corner and gets tagged by the 6 there. Really no place to go for the 6 of Blunt. Finally back on the lead lap, and of course he gets involved in something here. But I'm going to send that 17 around here on the backstretch into the back of the car, into the wall pretty hard. There you see it really wrinkled up the backside there. So going to probably need a fast repair to get that one back up into shape. But this is going to be an interesting time for these drivers. We're now past the halfway point. You can probably stay out there and still only make it on one more pit stop. But if you come in here, regardless, you're going to need one more pit stop, but you're going to be good to go to the end. So, I mean, what do you do? This is a strange situation here. We've seen passing is definitely available out there tonight. You can definitely make some moves. But now we'll see. It looks like John Garrett going to come in. The 67 of Allman going to come in. Len McNeese and maybe about half of the field coming in this time by.
I think, well, now they know they don't have to save at all. We know these drivers will be back. They're going to be off cycle. Anything can happen. Maybe when the others go to pit, Akasha comes out, and you end up trapping half the field down there. So this isn't a bad call for these drivers. They just get shifted to the back of the field. They have to stay out of or be careful coming up through the battlefield or the middle of the pack. We'll see what happens, what transpires here. As we're on lap 62 of 110, Robert Kahn out front in number 21 over Dalton Kilrow, DJ Mitzel, Gordon Larson, and Tyler Hilton for your top 5.
want to thank everybody again for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps these drivers here in VVR get their content out there and get it a little bit higher in that algorithm when people are out there searching for something to watch. Give them something good here to watch. This has been a fun one here so far. A couple cautions here. Just to give everybody a recap, we have the early caution after the first round of green flag pit stops. A little slide sideways by Lawson on the exit of pit road brought out our first caution. We had the little mix-up between Todd Merkel, Andrew Pileshi, and Tyler Hilton on the front stretch brought out caution number 2. And then right here, another incident here. This one by the 17 of Hemi Giardini getting into a little bit of a spin cycle, and it looks like the 6 of Eric Blunt still in pit lane. So not sure if maybe he used up his fast repair already. Took quite some time to get back out there. I'm not sure if he stay on the lead lap. I think he did. I think he got back out there. He's still on the lead lap, so maybe just had some extra repairs wanted to get done and not use a fast repair. Going to catch back up to the field. As I believe the pace car lights are out, we should be going green next time by.
Pace car lights are out as we hop on board or on top of the number 21 of Robert Kahn out here at Kentucky. So looking good tonight underneath the lights. I love how the cars kind of start popping when the lights come out. There's the night shadows. Just a lot of different things going on. If you have like ambient lighting that you can buy these days, you get those, just like you're running past the lights, so kind of like the haze, the immersion, as some of our co-drivers talk about. Kind of, and is cool to me, anyways.
Yeah, it is, and even these tracks here with the lights, it's cool just running straight under the lights. But when you have these races like this that start during the day and transition into night, just seeing how everything changes, and not just on the track, but even just in the background, the sky getting a little bit darker and the sun setting. It's all cool. There's a lot of cool things that iRacing does, and that's one of them. The transition is definitely pretty cool out here. Getting ready to go back to green here. It is going to be Robert Kahn that gets on the loud pedal first here. Here's your control car, and he is doing so. We're back to racing here at Kentucky. Good restart from the 21. 41 adults in Kilrow going to get a good restart as well and fend off the 4 Mitzel, who is now all the way up into 3rd.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job. You never would have thought that he started out of the pits. Or jumping back in the pits for who knows what reason, but has found himself in a position to get a podium here tonight if he can hold on. As Robert Kahn, Dalton Kilrow trying to stretch it out here on lap number 65 or 110 as they just get started after a caution, and then Tyler Hilton, Gordon Larson, Mike Casey, Maxwell Caldwell up there in P number 7 now. Todd Merkel finds himself at 8th. Brad Lawson and Andrew Pileshi in 10th.
Yeah, the Hornets' Nest, the battlefield, it's starting to form here towards the middle of the pack as some drivers back there with some newer tires. Looks like Merkel had a bit of an issue. Stays low out of the corner, but now going to get passed by Lawson. Pileshi on the outside. You see right there, Allman behind Pileshi trying to find his way back up through the field here once again. He's got a fast number 67, and it looks like that thing is hooked up. Doesn't matter if he's out front with clean air or buried back here in the pack. He's got a fast number 67. Thought about going 3 wide there, but kind of falling behind Pileshi for the time being. Jimmy, I think it's about time for another caution. Now a good save there from the 00. Looks like he just crossed the pit road line, though, so that might be a penalty for Larson. Gonna keep it green. And I'll finish my sentence. Jimmy, I think it's about time to crank these boys up here and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Get a little to hear it before we get another caution. Be right back. sights and sounds of VVR at Kentucky. We are down to 25 laps to go, and your leader is Colin Allman over John Garrett, Len McNeese, Cade Green, and Eric Blanc. So yeah, Carl, it's definitely coming down to the end here. A few drivers taking their pit stops already. Go ahead and I'll bring up the tower here and show you kind of where everybody at. I only have 8 drivers on the lead lap right now. And this is kind of the mixed bag. Some drivers taking that undercut to see if it's going to work here. We'll find out when these drivers decide to pit. And we'll get rid of this, and we'll bring up when they pit last. Lap 60 or 82, 86 for Blanc. So everybody else that's already been in will be good to go. The top 7 drivers now will probably be able to make it to lap 90. So yeah, let's see how this transpires.
Yeah, still got quite a ways to go here, and we'll see what happens here, and we'll see when the leaders decide to bring it in here. I'm sure they're staying out there as long as possible, hoping that maybe a caution comes out and really trap those other cars that already made their pit stops a lap down, and they're really under the gun to try and figure out what they want to do. But right now, Colin Allman, John Garrett, Cade Green, Michael Taylor, Brandon Mir, and Hemi Giardini are now the last 7 that have yet to come into, or the last 6 to come into the pits. Len McNeese now back in there. Robert Kahn is your leader from the drivers that came into the pits, and just to let everyone know, obviously everyone that is in that top 6 will need to pit. There's absolutely 0 chance. That's one thing that I know we are right on. There's no chance that they're going to make it to the end on fuel. They will have to come into the pit. I will die on that hill. That is definitely the case here tonight. But Robert Kahn is the highest running driver of the ones that came into the pits. He is ahead of Dalton Kilroe by about 3 seconds. But where is that going to fall in when it comes to these top drivers making their final pit stops? Obviously, Kahn has got a nice size lead, but he also decided not to take tires. He is out there trying to hold on and trying to stretch this thing out and just trying to really use that short pit to his advantage. Dalton Kilroe did take 4 tires, trying to run down Kahn, doing so pretty well right now, as he was a good amount faster than Kahn that last lap. Cade Green now one of the top 6 coming in, so now it's down to 5. It's Allman, Garrett, Taylor, Mir, and Giardini yet to come into the pits, and you see that 67. He's not going slow because he's coming out. He is coming in pits. I thought he was going through 1 and 2, so that 67 is coming in now, this time by, and we'll see if the rest of the field decide to follow him. John Garrett is going to stay out another lap here. He's going to take over as your leader. And still quite a ways back to Michael Taylor, who looks like he is going to stay out as well. Brandon Mir also going to stay out, and Hemi Giardini. So still 4 cars out on the track, but it looks like the 67 down on the bottom, probably going to be coming in this time by. You see just getting passed there by Robert Kahn, as Kahn now coming on to the front stretch here. Colin Allman out of his pit stall. Can he keep the lead here? Kahn now into turn number 1, going to be close here, getting onto the backstretch, but maybe not as close as I expected. Allman in and out. He decides not to take tires either. Can Kahn get a little bit better run here? He's got the tires warmed up here. He's 1.6 seconds back, but that's not the one you got to watch out for. You got to watch out for that one right behind the 21, and not for long. And the 41 to the outside, Dalton Kilroe to 2nd place. He's got 4 freshies, and he is putting them to work right now. Time is ticking away here, but plenty of time, I think, for that 41 to catch a 67.
18 left to go, 4 tires versus 0. You should be able to catch Allman and go around them pretty easily. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting. Obviously, I think Allman made the right call by not taking tires to try to at least secure a good finish here. But Kilroe just keeping her smooth tonight, staying out of trouble, just kind of keeping quiet, just laying back. And now here he is, late in the race again. Here at Kentucky with 17 laps to go, sitting in heat number 3 closing down. Excuse me, he's in P number 2, closing down P number 1 here. Pretty good clip here. He's down to 0.3 seconds.
Yeah, you can see it right there on the track, and it's going to be this lap. It's not even going to waste any kind of time here. The 41 to the inside is going to have all the tire grip that he wants compared to the 67. Going to move by easily. Dalton Kilrow into the lead. It's kind of amazing, Jimmy. The 67 has been, I think, you know, in my opinion at least, the best car out here by a pretty good margin here tonight. Got the pole, kind of ran away in that first stint, went to the kind of the back of the field, worked his way through the field pretty quickly, back up to second place, worked his way back up to the lead, led for a good amount once again before they made their final pit stops here. But he was kind of just, I'm guessing from strategy earlier on in the race, really no chance to win this race. If he takes 4 tires there, he's going to probably come out behind Dalton Kilrow and going to have to try and run him down. Maybe he's got the speed and the tires to do it, but he's going to be behind Kilrow and Robert Kahn there for the end. If he takes 2 like he did, you seen what happened. I mean, it's crazy how, you know, just in a bad spot the 67 was put by strategy here tonight, but that's what exactly can happen. Now you're looking at DJ Mitzel trying to get up here on Robert Kahn, and Kahn's another one, looked to be, you know, probably the second best car here tonight, but now strategy not playing his way as well, falling fast through this field. It is Kilrow, Allman, Pileshi, Hasty, and Mitzel right now for your top 5, but now that's going to change as well. Pileshi into second place. He's 2 seconds behind Kilrow, and as everything that has happened here tonight, it has come down once again to Pileshi and Kilrow, and we've seen it so much this season. Last week was kind of an anomaly at Iowa, but now your drivers that have just been dominating pretty much all season are running 1-2. Dalton Kilrow looking for his 5th win on the season. Andrew Pileshi looking for his umpteenth top 5 here and looking to hang on to the points lead, scratch and scrape and keep it if he can. It was only 9 points coming into tonight over Kilrow, and he's looking up at that 41 right now. Does he have the car to catch him in these last 12 laps?
I know he sure would like to have the car to be able to catch him. He has got 1.8 seconds to cover. It's quite a bit of ground in 12 laps, right around 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So can't even get it done in time. Got to really pace himself. Dalton Kilrow's on a pretty good pace himself. Only losing about a 10th a lap, maybe not quite. So I think I can get the just over a 10th a lap. He's gaining on him.
Well, I keep forgetting that Andrew Pileshi doesn't really care about wins like some of these other drivers do, as he's mentioned us before. Only thing he cares about, talking to us, and he'll be happy if he can hold on to this second place here tonight. It'll be another runner-up position, but doesn't matter to him. He's going to be able to get up here and have a little chat with us here one more time and watch Dalton Kilrow go on to another win, but potentially could still hold on to that points lead. Looking at the battle back here as the 4 of DJ Mitzel trying to get around the 72 of Mike Casey. Both of these drivers catching up to Colin Allman. We don't know who our 3rd place finisher is going to be yet, and it's not going to be Mike Casey with moves like that. DJ Mitzel going to easily make the pass now on the inside and set his sights on that 67 who brushes the wall himself going into turn number 1. And Allman, just like Kahn, starting to fall back through this field.
Yeah, just those tires is not, I mean, takes tires, he finds himself farther back. I don't know at this point, Carl. I think it was it's about even. Like I know he would have been in this spot driving back up. I think he should have just took a couple extra seconds and got the tires. But he's definitely falling back quickly. I'll go ahead and show you the gap here where he's at back from leader. He's 6 seconds back. So he lost the lead, moved 6 seconds back. This is, I think, where he'd be with 8 laps to go. He might have been able to charge a little bit forward and maybe finish in the top 3. that's just me thinking because of how fast he's been all night. So tough break.
Well, the question is, did he have the tires though? I mean, I know these drivers have a certain amount of tires. Maybe he took those tires early on in the race and actually didn't even have a set to use, which if that's the case, either way, it comes down to not the right strategy here tonight. And clearly the drivers like Dalton Kilrow, Andrew Pileshi, even DJ Mitzel, Mike Casey have got this strategy bingoed. And they're right now running at 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see if Brad Lawson can sneak up there yet and claim a top 5 after he made certainly a gaffe coming out of the pit stops himself. It wasn't exactly the best pit exit, but maybe the best pit strategy here tonight could still work out to get him in top 5. But right behind him, my pick for tonight maybe has an outside chance of getting the top 5. Maxwell Caldwell back there in 7th place right now. Michael Pratt has worked his way through the field, only up to 8th place right now. I think it's the highest we've seen him all night since the beginning of the race. He was up to, I think, 8th as well, but still up 11 spots right now. DJ Mitzel, your biggest mover, up 18. Eric Blunt has got the 6 now, finally back up into the top 10 as well. He's up into 9th. And then Todd Merkel still hanging on to a 10th place position. But our top 5, even our top 10, certainly not set in stone with 5 laps to go.
5 laps to go, and there's Brandon Meir back here in number 18. Obviously, was up front there for quite some time, and now back here battling the back of the pack with a little maybe of Michael Taylor as he goes to the inside there, gets around him, trying to maybe scrape a few more positions here, but the tough break for the 13 as they were having a very good run. Another person that had a pretty good run was John Garrett. Just kind of fell behind there after the pit stop cycle window, and then another the caution.
Yeah, some of these drivers were the ones that stayed out the longest, all the way out there to lap number 92, and I think the overcut here, it was ambitious, and it's not working out too well. I think the short pit was definitely the way to go, and they're paying the price now because of it. Dalton Kilrow working his way through some traffic, but he's got a 1.7 second lead over Andrew Pileshi. He's got the lap car in between them right now as they are working on lap number 108. So it'll be 2 laps to go here at the line, as Kilrow looking for his 5th win on the season. Pileshi in 2nd, DJ Mitzel in 3rd after starting from the pits. We will remind that again, he started from the pits of this race and was quote-unquote leading this race for a while, just in front of Colin Allman, but trying to hang on to the lead lap is what he was trying to do, and he's done that and then some. I feel like he's traveled the furthest in this race, as he's gotten that number 4 all the way up to 3rd position right now. But Dalton Kilrow is the one they're all trying to chase. He's going to come around this time by and get the white flag. It'll be 1 more lap to go here at Kentucky, and Kilrow looking to claim win number 5, scratch a little bit closer to that 81 of Andrew Pileshi, who is again sitting very nicely, just collecting another top 5. Certainly a good bounce back after the mishaps of last week at Iowa, and maybe it's not over just yet. Pileshi into the wall on the backstretch, gonna save it. That is not what you want to do. Maybe falling asleep there at the wheel a little bit on the last lap, but Kilrow gonna get the win here tonight. Pileshi gonna survive the mistake on the backstretch, come home in 2nd. 3rd place is gonna go to DJ Mitzel. Big run at the line for 5th place is gonna go to Colin Allman by 0.05 of a second over Brad Lawson, who was putting in a heck of a charge. Mike Casey gonna come home there in 4th. Lawson going to come home in 6th, Caldwell in 7th, Blunt, Merkel, and Len McNeese rounding out your top 10. But differing strategies here tonight really played out in the long run. Certainly some for the better and quite a few for the worse here. But it gives us Dalton Kilrow with his 5th win here on the season. He gets to celebrate on that front stretch one more time as the fireworks go off in the background. Burning it down here once again, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Congrats to him on yet another win here on the season, and he's kind of starting to heat up here in the middle of the season now. 15 races into the schedule, and still got plenty of ways to go here to finish out this season, and plenty of time for Kilroe to finally eclipse Andrew Pileshi here and finally take over that points lead. But we'll see how it works out. I mean, 22 race schedule. We're past the halfway point, about maybe 2/3 of the way through this season. And again, Kilroe already picking up his 5th win. Not what these drivers want to see out here. But I mean, if you're Andrew Pileshi, if you're not winning, you're coming home second. Top 3s every time. Get to talk to us every time. He's still loving life, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can't complain. I mean, 81 was in trouble, earlier in the race, and finds himself, back to a point where he can at least, get in here on the podium here tonight. We'll go ahead.
While we wait for these, I was gonna say, we wait for these drivers for the interview room here. Why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's finishing order?
Yep, I was just thinking the same thing. a little dead time there. So it doesn't happen very often here at CRN. But Dalton Kilroe finishing on top here tonight with the win over Andrew Pileshi and DJ Mitzel with that fantastic, huge run up 18 spots. So great run for DJ. So congratulations to those top 3. Then the rest of the field is going to be Mike Hasty, Colin Allman, Brad Lawson, Maxwell Caldwell, Eric Blount, Todd Merkel, Len McNeese, Michael Pratt, Robert Kahn, Gordon Larson, Cade Green, Brandon Meyer, Tyler Hilton, John Garrett, and Michael Taylor for your top 18. And the rest of the field, you will have Hemi Gardini, Hilton Young, and Robert Smith. And one of these days, Hemi is going to have a breakthrough, and he just keeps getting wrapped up on a few mistakes.
He keeps trying to break through the wall is the problem.
I mean, maybe he changes his paint scheme a lot. I think it's time to bring out the Kool-Aid man. Maybe he would make it.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't hurt at this point, but we got our top 3 here in the waiting room ready for their well-deserved interviews, and we'll get them in here in a second. I want to thank our sponsors here once again: Hilton Crafts and Designs, Gold Line Guardians, and Fort Worth Screen Printing as top 3 here tonight, and a bit of a surprise here, and certainly had to really work for it. Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and take our 3rd place finisher here tonight, 4 of DJ Mitzel.
Hey, DJ, Jimmy and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, we tried talking to you earlier since you were in the admin room, but you guys got that thing on lockdown. Can't pull you out. Go in there. You're muted. Can't talk. I mean, wow, you guys are secret.
Oh, that's all Tim. I'm not sure how to do that.
But anyways, from heckling you a little bit, but I am at a lot. Dude, I have no words. I mean, you went to the pits for some reason in the beginning of the race. You came out and I guess essentially you were leading the race in front of Colin, but you were about to get lapped, and eventually I think you did get lapped, but come back all the way back around, just execute your pit stops to the T, like bingo, each time, find yourself in the right spot, right time, and having that number 4 on the podium here tonight, up 18 spots total. I mean, that's just an amazing run. Give us a rundown, man, of how it went for you.
Yeah, so starting, I just had all kinds of issues. Computer was updating, Iracing updating, all my buttons were lost, my pedals, my wheel was lost. So I was scrambling. So that's why I started the race in the pits, because I got in the car and realized I couldn't make any pit adjustments, and I had no sound, so I had to jump out, get that all fixed up. Luckily, I got it fixed right as they were going green, so I got out, 0 practice laps, just treated the first run as like practice, I guess, was kind of running different lines, and I was kind of watching, the distance where the leaders were and just trying to keep up a little bit. But yeah, I got lapped. Luckily got a caution there after that first pit stop, and then just kind of followed some people around, figured out a line, and yeah, strategy worked out, and I was on tires, was able to pass some guys, and got 3rd. So yeah, ended up pretty good night.
Start out as a mess, come back as clean as a whistle. I mean, the four looked awesome here tonight, and we can't say enough here up in CRN. It's always good to see things kind of come together and kind of knowing the story now. I mean, it's gotta be a big sigh of relief, and give yourself a pat on the back, man, because that sounds like a very chaotic and hectic start here. But congratulations on getting third here tonight at Kentucky, 110 laps. At a very kind of unique track, and can be challenging, very racy, and you come out here with a good win. Like I said, executed them pit stops just 100% on time and on par. So again, congratulations, and we will give you some time for any shout outs you might have in that number 4.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just want to shout out to the whole league. Love the guys in here. Everybody's pretty good to race with. Tim Lee, obviously, he's running things. He misses races like I do a lot, so we try to admin as much as we can from a distance. But and then just all the race day admins and Jimmy and Carl, you guys for broadcasting. Appreciate it. It's always fun when I'm out of town for work and whatnot. Like I seem to be a lot. I enjoy watching it and rooting on for my guys. So.
Well, we really appreciate the shout outs here tonight. And of course, welcome you watching anytime that you can't make it here to the track. So again, congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thanks.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 4 of DJ Mitzel. Second place here tonight is going to be the 81 of Andrew Pileshi. And once I get done with the race here, I usually try and tag the top 3 for coming into the waiting room. I don't think I ever have to tag Mr. Andrew Pileshi. I think you kind of just sit in the waiting room, just waiting to come up here, hoping that nothing goes wrong. You get to come up here and talk to us, because most of these drivers out here, they look to get to the victory lane. You don't really care about victory lane. You just care about getting up here in the booth.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get in the victory lane and not talk to you guys for one of these weeks, I'd take that. I mean,
all right, touche. All right. We'll let you know when we're not going to interview the winner. We'll let you go on and win that race.
Yeah, I'll win that week. You watch.
Well, listen, it was certainly an up and down type of race for a lot of the drivers out there, and really came down to having the right strategy at the right time. I mean, we've seen some guys out here that look like they were by far the clear favorites, and they just felt like a rock at the end from having that wrong strategy. So what kind of came into the strategy that you decided here tonight? I know you had some kind of timely cautions that really kind of worked maybe some different strategies for you, but you had the right one at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, it started out typical fuel game that we always run in this league, and then the plan was from there was just to try to make it as long as you could, cut that last stop out, and then that happened, and then we got that first caution, and that from there I thought we were all good, and then we got another 1 or 2 after that, and it put us right back where we were at the start. And then we got another one, and that made it razor close for a couple of guys, I think. And then what saved me there is I was able to I pit on that that last one, and I was able to just go balls to the walls there and try to run everybody down. And I was planning on trying to short pit Dalton, but he beat me to it. And here we are once again, second place. We gotta fix this, man. I love talking to you guys, but we just need one more spot. That's second and a half. Like, that's all I want. Come on.
Well, I mean, listen, it was a lot better than last week at Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
You finally kind of broke your streak there of top 10s, let alone top 5. So I'm sure it's got to feel refreshing to get back up here in the top 5, the top 3, and finish out a good race again.
Yeah, that could have been a really good points day last week, and yeah, let's forget about that. So it's a good thing. I mean, we were looking to have another one of those at one point, but I can't complain about second after getting caught up with stuff. So we're on to Martinsville.
Caught up in the wreck earlier in the race, but you certainly bounced back nicely. Got that 81 cleaned up and shiny for that second place finish here tonight. So yeah, congrats on the second place. We'll see what you can do in Martinsville. But before we let you go get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, first and foremost, as always, you boys. Love coming up here to talk to you. My teammates, Todd Merkel, Maxwell Caldwell. So it's fun running with them. Tim and everybody for putting the league on. Dalton for giving me something to chase, even though I hate it. But and everybody watching, and same old. Thanks to everybody.
Well, we'll make sure if and when you finally get that 81 into pit lane, we'll make sure not to pull you into the booth, since it seems like.
No, you better do it. I'm gonna shotgun a beer live on the mic. I promise. I'll save one.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck next week at Martinsville. It could be certainly a survival of the fittest there. But you get the second place here, so take some time to celebrate this, and we'll see you next week in Virginia.
Yes, sir. See you guys next week.
That is Andrew Pilecki, second place finisher here tonight in the 81. Top spot here tonight with the strategy for sure is going to be the 41 of Dalton Kilrow.
Hey, Dalton, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth, copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, another fantastic run there by the 41. Obviously, kind of quiet from you, pretty much all race, but you never falters or fear that the 41 is going to be there at the end, and you find yourself in the right spot, right time, and execute your pit strategy just again perfectly and flawlessly. Get yourself another win here at VVR at Kentucky. So again, congratulations. But we want to know kind of what your thought process was and how your race was out there.
Yeah, well, first off, I'm really feeling terrible for the 21. Under that last yellow, he had been debating whether he was going to pit and top off on fuel or just stay out. And under the yellow, he unchecked his tires and forgot about it. So that's why he didn't end up taking tires there under that last stop. If he had taken them, I would not be in victory lane tonight. So, I mean, a win's a win. I'll take it. But I feel horrible for Robert. Tonight was his night, because he took it to Colin, and Colin was on a different tire strategy. I don't know exactly what was kind of running through his mind there, but we knew he just didn't have the tires to really do much, so it was just going to be between me and Robert, and then that happened, and I just had to hold off Pilecki, and sure enough, that's what happened. Again, I'll take a win. Just needed... I just didn't really have the speed to compete with Robert and Colin tonight. It's just small little mini mistakes add up and just didn't make them tonight, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Obviously everybody's out there trying to execute a strategy, what works best for them, and like you said, the mistakes can cost you big on the track. So and it happens all down in the pits, and not necessarily on the track. But either way, the 41 gets out here, gets another win at Kentucky. Obviously, just keep inching your way forward and eventually take over that points lead here for the end of the season. Y'all have 7 more races to go, as this is race number 15 out of the, I believe, 22 that y'all have this season. So again, congratulations there. And before we let you go, we'll give you some time for any shouts you might have in at number 41.
Well, as always, I got to thank MFRD. Got to thank Gold Line Guardians, Hilton Crafts and Designs, Fort Worth Screen Printing, everybody else at VVR for putting the league on, all the admins for dealing with what they do. It's a thankless job to be an admin for one of these leagues, especially when we got some guys that are making things a little bit more difficult for them than they really should be. Obviously, thank you guys for doing the broadcast for us, and thank everybody at home for tuning in, because we do it for y'all.
Again, I appreciate the shout outs as always. And again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week. And we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Is your winner here tonight for the 5th time this season, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow, as he tries to inch closer to Andrew Pilecki, maybe even take over that points lead after race number 15 here tonight. Next week, Jimmy, we go a little short track racing, and I sigh before I even start talking about it, because I mean, I think CRN Nation out there knows our disdain for short tracks when it comes to racing them. Certainly, there's drivers that we cover here that are a lot better at running them than that we are, and that we care to enjoy. But Martinsville is just one track that just rubs me the wrong way every time we go there, no matter what it is. But again, I'm just happy I'm not out there in the field, and we get to see what these drivers can do. From what I heard, it's gotten a little bit better since the refresh and everything like that, and we'll see how the drivers do. Not sure if it's going to be a night race as well. We'll get to see. I'm not sure if I've even got to see or broadcast a night race at Martinsville yet. So we'll see what's in store, but that's going to be next week. You'll have to tune in for that one. Once again, a reminder to everyone out there in Sierra Nation, we're not done for this week. We still got one more, and that's going to be on Saturday, the CRN Cup. 2 races for your pleasure out there. It's going to see all the drivers that CRN covers. whether it's 191 Motorsports, Hold Your Brakes Academy, Core Xfinity. I feel like I'm forgetting some here. The CSRL on Wednesday nights. These guys here, VVR, the Core GT series, all the series that CRN broadcasts, putting together teams to try and compete out there for a little bit of cash on the line, a little bit of fun, a little bit of recruiting, just a little bit of a good time. So hopefully you come out there and enjoy the good time with us. But for myself and Jimmy here from the Kentucky Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.